Enough by Michael Day. Once upon a time, in the deep ocean, long before it was civilized, there were 5 kinds of creatures: fish, squid, whale, shark, and the occasional wise turtle. They all wanted to eat the delicious fish, but couldn't get enough of it because of the intensive competition. Nearly every day there was an argument, and day by day the arguments escalated. Finally, one day, the creature's patience reached their maximum value. "Why can't I have some fish?" Squid yelled. "What do you mean you didn't have any fish? The majority is in your belly," Shark continued. "Both had your fill. Now it's time for me to eat," Whale said in his deep voice. "What? You've already had 4 meals since dawn. I haven't had any yet." By this time, Shark was getting a little too mad. Then he gave a quick burst of speed and sank his razor-sharp teeth into Squid's mantle, who was closest to him, narrowly missing his eye. Facing this sudden attack, Squid quickly lashed his tentacles around Shark's tail and banged his body against a nearby reef. All this was done in between moans of agony. A war broke out. Squid used his suckers to suffocate others, but this was useless to the shark. So he brought out his cousin, the giant squid, who used his razor-sharp suckers to slash Shark. However, the great white shark was summoned and they dueled. When they were fighting, Whale tried to nip some more of the fish with his big mouth, and Squid and Shark saw this and quickly rushed to the scene. As Squid and Shark were dashing towards Whale, Whale's tail slapped them both in the face, making the duo even more frustrated. Then Squid and Shark gave a great leap towards Whale. From a distance, they looked like a great heap of red, gray, and blue, the colors of the creatures. Another minute flew by in confused fighting, which everybody got hit by Whale's tail a lot. This was too much for the fish, who were hovering petrified behind the battle. At this moment, the wise turtle swam into the middle of the battle and yelled, "Stop! Enough is enough!" The fighting ceased and stopped. All eyes were now on Turtle. He continued, "There's enough of the fish for all of you. What are you fighting for?" Squid and Shark and Whale exchanged their looks of anger and slight embarrassment. That wasn't all. "Have you ever been hungry?" screamed the turtle. Then he gestured for the fish to flee. They didn't need to be told twice. The turtle paused for a moment. "There is no need to bite off more than you can chew," he said. "Your greediness has damaged your moral judgment." Then he swam off, leaving the other 3 creatures wide-eyed with a sense of shock and shame on their faces. Later, the creatures came to an agreement. All 3 of them will be fashioned into 3 different zones. The sunlight zone, the topmost layer of the ocean, will be occupied by Shark. The twilight zone, the middle layer, will be the home of the whale. And the bottom midnight zone is Squid's world. And the ocean was peaceful ever after as a civilized community. The end. Author's note. Hi, I am Michael, the author of this story. The reason I chose this topic is because I am fascinated by deep ocean creatures. How do they cope with the atomic undersea pressure? How do they find food in the darkness? And whatnot. I also wrote this story in order to express the darkness of war. In everyday life, most things are balanced. But when people start to get greedy and unconscious of what harm they are doing, war breaks out. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you.